check.
Daniel, say something.
What's up, man? I had some beans for lunch. You know.
Don't blow it.
Just introduction?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Megan. I'm playing Me and You. I'm a part of Me and You, the group here. And yeah, I sing the Oohs and Ahs. That's basically.
And, my name is Michael Penn II. Recent graduate of the first grade program here, as many of the people in the room are. And local artist as well.
Hi, my name is Mariam. I am a spoken word artist from Hyattsville, Maryland, and I am in the 8th cohort of First Wave.
Word, my name is Amina Iro. I am from Bowie, Maryland. I'm a sophomore here at UW. I'm a spoken word artist, and I'm also in the 8th cohort of First Wave.
I have questions, but I'm gonna wait.
Hi, my name's Newble. I am another artist, another student in a program. I'm a part of that band, Me and You, also, and we do stuff.
Yeah, hi. My name is Daniel Kaplan. I'm from North Carolina. EJ is from Illinois. And I'm also in the First Wave program and a lion tamer in the band Me and You.
My name is Hiwot. I show up sometimes places and sing occasionally, and I do poetry stuff, so I'm gonna have to leave a little bit early to do some poetry stuff.
Yeah, as you should.
You said you had a question.
I do. Okay. So nice to meet all of you. Tell me about what this unit is that you're all part of.
Oh, First Wave?
Actually, yeah. First Wave, 8th.
Oh, okay. So First Wave,
what is
the cohorts. Yeah. Okay. So the spiel. So First Wave is a scholarship program here on campus.
Okay.
And it's a hip hop and urban arts learning community. So basically, every year we bring in about 14 to 16 students who do various arts. So we've got dancers, we've got graphic designers, we have photographers, we have a lot of spoken word poets, a lot of rappers, and we all just kind of come together in cohorts. So each year is a cohort. So I'm in 8th cohort, Daniel's in 6th, EJ's in the 7th, Hiwot is also in the 7th. Michael Penn is in the 5th.
And I'm a unicorn.
It's like Wave. Yeah, so we're just a lot of artists, and we're activists, and we're scholars. So that's kind of what we are here on campus.
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Beautiful.
That's a lot of fun.
That sounds fun and feel and amazing.
Okay. I'm super nervous.
Same.
Mostly
Same.
because
That's
it's
real.
weird, being in there's nothing less scary than performing in front of thousands of people, but there's nothing more scary than talking in front of
That's
5.
funny, yeah.
Or 10, cause I don't know, when there's a sea of people, you can't see anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just kind of but you can feel everything, but when it's I don't know. Music, we all do it. It connects. It's the tether between us. Yeah. Whatever you want to know.
Yeah, we were in kind of in that vein. Because some of us do music more traditionally, where some of us are musicians, and some of us do music more traditionally, where we're musicians and compose stuff and work on music, and some of us are more writers and do spoken word, and some of us also paint and do visual art. So I kind of wanted to know, with you as an artist, where kind of do you fall within the intersection of music and art, and how does art inform your music? How does dance inform your music? And that?
I think you should really just, what I've learned most recently, you have to just do whatever, whenever. Mm-hmm. So in the sense of just because you sing doesn't mean you can't sculpt today, right. Or you can't dance today. You really just have to do everything, and then people will figure it out later. But as long as you keep doing everything and doing it 100%, then people can grasp on and kind of just understand in time. Mm-hmm. But I don't really see the benefit in separating everything. Branding everything separately is one thing, but actually doing everything can be simultaneous because that's you. It should be. It's just who you are. You have to just, as long as you're 100% you and like just doing it up, you can do whatever you want to do. I didn't start dancing on stage until like this year, and I never had a conversation about it. It was just like, oh, I guess there's a dancer now. But it's just, but I danced my whole life. Right. But it's a matter of that's not a conversation I've had with other people, but it doesn't have to be had. It's an understanding, it's a feeling, okay, so now we're dancing, now we're doing this. And then when I make an installation for my listening party, it'll be an installation that I put together to present my music for everyone to like digest and absorb, but it's also a facet of me as an artist. So like art and music are not separate, or like art and anything is not separate. It's just everything is art.
Yeah.
I have a quick question kind of about your artistry, but I did some research on you, of course. Also, shout out to Black Girls with Freckles, because we out here. We out here. But I guess I wanted to ask you about, I read an article where you were talking about being pigeonholed as like a,
I thought you were going to say pigeon toe, because I am pigeon toe. Now I'm just like, when did I talk about it?
You heard it here first.
You heard it here though now. But just about
Dr. Joel's endorsement.
Just a question about, like, I feel like as Black female artists, I feel like there's only so many categories in which people want to put us in, like we can't be, in some ways, we can't be like punk, because then it's like, oh, you're Afro punk, or like we can't be this, we can't be anything separate from like, we have to have like some type of word in front of it, like, oh, Black neo soul or Black this. And I guess my question to you is like, I grew up loving like so many different artists and like so many different types of aesthetic of music, and so it's like, how with like the thought of not wanting to be put into a category or not wanting to, like so many people want to make you like the next something, how do you separate yourself from that? How do you write separately from that without that like even being a thought?
Okay, well, the first, again, one of my most like recent lessons that I just kind of like am truly understanding is a lot of the confines that, not to say that they aren't real, but in a sense, a lot of the confines we play into on our own. So if I walk into the room feeling like the token Black, then that's the energy that I'm gonna put out and probably have an attitude or probably feel extra Black. Like, you know what I mean? When I walk in, like, let me get Black today. You know what I mean? Like, or you know what I mean? Or if I'm in a room for like, I know what y'all came to see. Let me get my sister girl on. Like, it's not, when you start doing things like that, you don't know who you are anymore. It's just a matter of, again, people will figure it out in time. So with me, with my second project coming out, and I remember, I think like the first time I dyed my hair orange, and like I guess it like made me look paler. Some girl was just like, "Is this the new you, the lighter you? Like, are you trying?" Like just random things, but people are. People are always going to be people. It's hilarious, but it's just a matter of people are always going to be people. Yeah. And don't get it twisted. There is a difference in the color of your skin and the way people perceive the way. I mean, perception is always going to be that. Right. But as long as you define yourself, like, it was a conscious decision to dye my hair orange and then release it with Vogue. Right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So designing your steps is what's most important. Yeah. So then, because if you don't, other people are going to do it anyway. Like, this is orange, this is ghetto. I can't wait to call her ghettos. But if you do it, and honestly, doing something with Vogue shouldn't mean that this isn't ghetto or this isn't whatever. It should just be what it is regardless. But it didn't, you just have to like, you have to regulate, but don't pigeonhole yourself. You know what I mean? Like, regulating is important, and putting out or standing firm. Or I remember when I used to do photo shoots, and it would be for a magazine where all the other girls were in a field and like with flowers and fucking water and all kind of beautiful sunny shit. And they took me from my house where I live in those things to a basketball court in the hood in New York to shoot this spread. Because this is, and put like a chain on my dog's neck, like glittery and shit and fur and all kind of just things that were we're not mean, but they wanted to get like the hip hop princess off, but I wasn't able to verbalize. I was pissed the whole time, but what I really should have did was leave.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or bring my own things and be like, I appreciate this, but this is what we're gonna do today. But there's nothing wrong with that, and I learned that from that. So it's like, yes, people will always do that, but as long as you stay you and then like reinforce you and magnify you, there's really not much people, because if you magnify you and make it a standard and you set your standard, when people start to deviate from that, people start to question, I'm like, what are you doing?
Now,
why did you bring that?
Is that hard though, like as a Black woman?
Yeah.
Because like, so I know like we were talking about earlier, like the thought of diva, like the status of diva, like I feel like a lot of the time is put on Black women artists more than really anyone else. But like, you know, I feel like Beyonce said, like it's not about people like, you know, liking you. It's more about like someone respecting like your process. So it's like,
I think for everyone, not even just for Black women. My mother always told me I would be disappointed in you if you care more about being liked than you did about being great.
right.
So it's like, as long as if you focus on like what you're doing and bringing that into fruition, and it's in a positive, like visible way, as long as you're giving yourself and your vision visibility to for other people and making it all available, like there's very little you second guessing yourself, like me second guessing everything. I'll use myself first. So if I second guess, should I post this? This is kind of crazy, or I don't know, or me talking about not feeling like voting for Hillary Clinton with Fader, but me second guessing that when they wanted to put it out, and I was like, I don't really feel like the shitstorm. I don't feel like the questions, but it is the way I feel. Right. You know what I mean? Like I don't really believe in legislation. I don't believe any of that shit matters, and I don't think anybody cares about me in terms of individuals or what my family is going through, or we still don't have health insurance in my family. So it's just a matter of like, this got random.
No, we are following you. This is a conversation.
Basically just saying, you just have to do you. You have to do you, but it really does. It's a very simple phrase, but it is for real. Like it's dead ass for real. But because the minute you start to try to design outside of you, everyone will know. And not in the sense of like people calling you fake, but everything is connected. The universe is interconnected. Your synergy with what's happening right now, with everything right now, if you're really in this moment or like really in your thoughts, everything will develop that way. You'll be able to process it later. But if you were just here for the snacks, or you know what I mean, or just here for like, oh yeah, I heard SZA's coming, I don't know if you would process anything the same way. You know what I mean? It's all about intentions and just what you want and setting that like intention before you go into something.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to ask and add to that. So, given this conversation in the direction of navigating space and things of that nature, positioning means a lot. And when you first came to public consciousness, for lack of a better term, I think you automatically get thrown into the OST's first lady. You know, it's the first lady. It's crazy.
I had to deal with the hip hop princess shoots and the putting bedazzled chains on my French bulldog, like random things that just don't make any sense. I don't have a Rottweiler or a pit bull. Like this is a French bulldog. I'm in Maplewood. There's a lot happening. Like calm down. Everyone must calm down.
So like the brother at TDE giving you like that sort of home and that sort of support to where you don't feel like you have to compromise or code switch as much.
Code switch is real. My parents have been telling me about code switching my whole life. You know what's weird? Code switching is more. You'll find that low-key code switching right now isn't as necessary as it was, I find, in maybe the early 2000s, because we're going into some sort of like weird repeat of the 90s and everything else. Yeah. So people are low-key waiting for you to say like fuck you, like, or whatever you want to say. So and then that whole spectacle of being like, oh, you're looking outspoken person. Like this is, I know, on top of that, we're like, you're a thinker.
You read my mind. Fuck you too.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly. So it's like, I guess it's like, you don't want to be that. It's weird. I feel like often I fall into the realm of spectacle, depending on who it is. Because between the hair and the whatever, you know what I mean? It's just like But I would say if you make it like a base foundation, so you have your base foundation of who you are just with your band or with your close friends, and then you have a base foundation of who you are all the time, and those two really shouldn't be that different. So in terms of just being kind or being warm, you can switch someone's perception of you before they even get their second thought off. Because then when I walk in, I went to urgent care before I came here. So when I walked in, I was wearing my boxers, I didn't have any makeup on, I was in my drawers, but I needed an inhaler. So I know I can tend to look homeless if my clothes are from the thrift store and I look dirty or whatever the case, and I'm just like, I'm a little high, and I'm just like, I came because I need this Ventolin refill. People I'm sure someone's first thought is, I wonder if she's homeless. I wonder where she lives, or I wonder, is this gonna be trouble? Is she on drugs? You know what I mean? But put on makeup and put my hair in a bun and be a whole different thing. But as long as I smile and be me, regardless of what she's thinking about me, so I'm like, hi, I use a Ventolin inhaler. I just came to get another refill. I don't really know what the process is here, but I'm from out of town. Can you help me? And we have those conversations. Then it's just, you're setting your own standard for how, and people talk. So if you are the way you are all the time, code switching or not, like if you're a nice person, I know people that are militant, like brothers that are super militant and may come off super abrasive, and white people love them. Not because they're like the good Negro, just because they're great people and people dig that shit. And so, but it's about them being a standard. So it's like you can't get around your homies and be higher learning and then get around, you know what I mean? And then get around and then get around whoever and then be like, whatever. Because people will respect you as long as it's genuine, I think, and you're kind. That's just a universal thing. That doesn't matter. That permeates through every realm. But Is
this your first time in Madison? Sorry.
It is.
Welcome.
It's my first time. Thank you. This is awesome.
God, what a blessing it is to have you on. We talked about last night. The guy asked about our band, me and you, in relation to Madison, and so it's it's just so nice to finally get some acts that are actual acts that are actual people.
I'm excited.
People
the
know
small townness of this because I'm from a small town, so this is very I still haven't performed in my town, and we have a Maple Woodstock every year.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you about that. My honest from Maplewood. You so should.
I want to.
Yeah.
You're honest from Maplewood?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I never hear that people are from Maplewood. I hear people move to Maplewood later.
It seems like that kind of spot. We interned at Hot 97 last summer, and we were staying there and taking the train. They were saying we should perform there too. Maybe next year we can both perform at
I think I kind of want to put together something.
You should. That'd be super tight.
I think we should. I think I do want to do that.
Okay.
It's a very conservative town. So the code switching is relevant, by the way, because of the town that I come in. I'm the only, actually I'm one of 2 black families for a 30-block radius at least. But in terms of, but my high school was still, I guess, sprinkled with different folks, but I was on the gang list when I entered high school because of who I hung out with or whatever. Not to get it twisted, I was hanging with gang members, but they were nice people and they were cool to me, and my mama liked them. Nothing ever happened to me. And being young and ridiculous, you just want to chill and hang out with good people. I'm not thinking, and even still, I don't give a fuck if I am hanging with gang members. If these are good people and they're not bothering you, it really shouldn't matter. But I ended up on the watch list, the gang list, when I was in middle school, just because of that, and in high school, and all the police knew my parents and whatever. But I wasn't. I was also wilding, lightly wild, graffiti, maybe a smart mouth and a couple fights, but I wasn't off the shit. Yeah, I was just light things. But I was very light. But I was pretty much behaved. Things happen. Maybe it was interesting.
So, I wanted to ask, so I know that you grew up very Muslim. I wanted to ask, as me being a young Muslim woman whose parents are way on the stricter side. You know, like my mom loves me, my dad loves me, but I'm in college, like on a poetry scholarship or like an art scholarship, and my parents are like, "This is a cool hobby." Like, still
Hobby, cute. I know.
So
Support your hobby.
yeah, they're like, "Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
nice." Even though like it's a thing that I take very seriously. So I wanted to ask you about like how you navigated that realm in terms of like your parents and having them kind of accept what you do in a way that doesn't hinder your relationship with them now in your life, where you're doing your artistry and you're kind of like doing what you want to do. But like,
I wish that there's no dope answer that's gonna get you out of any of this shit scot-free and unscathed. So you're gonna piss your parents off. But if you do well and if you just stick to who you are, it doesn't mean that you don't have to like get butt ass and start, throwing out the F-bomb all the time to do what you want to do. But as long as you're successful in doing that, your parents will see that radiating out of you, and if they love you, my parents switched around once they saw maybe like enough shows and they saw them grow, and then they came to like my first in-store at the Apple store in Soho, and there were way many kids. We were not expecting this. Like, it was just, I cried. It was weird. But it was like the first time that like my parents saw any of this come to fruition, but it sucked. Like, I wasted my parents' money. I blew mad of their bread, just thousands of money of my parents. And I just, to the point where the last 2 colleges I went to, all that shit is in my name. My parents didn't sign another thing ever again, but you just have to be steadfast. And there's a lot of things that my parents still aren't feeling. Like, I'm sure they would love to see me more and love, to go to the beach. We didn't even go to the beach as a family this year, and we normally go like every year on small things, or if it's not school, then it's you should have called your grandmother, or but there's always going to be something, and that's when you have to use that internal discernment. And how do I feel about this? Like, how does this, is it well with my soul? Is it right with my spirit? Like, do I fuck with this on a real level? Pardon me. Or do you just like, is it just something that I'm trying to do to appease someone? Because if you do something to appease your parents, you're gonna half-step it. And at the end of the day, if you half-step it and you feel like you're holding back from something, if you don't succeed, they're gonna blame you anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless, like if they're just gonna say you should have done X, Y, Z, and then you just pissed you didn't do it your way. So you might as well fail by your own hand and win by your own hand, so nobody else, So it won't really matter. There's no one you can blame her.
that just like touched my heart. That was like some of the most genuine advice I've ever seen.
It was well.
Much love. I have a follow-up question. Hey, you have to leave.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Yeah. So I was looking at something earlier, and you said that like as an artist, it's not just about you. And I think a lot of the people in this room were kind of that mind too. So part of that is like in terms of being vulnerable, like even when you don't feel like being vulnerable, you have to like push through it. So I was wondering, like, that's a big question, but like how do you like kind of like pick yourself up and do that, because you like are aware that your art helps and touches so many other people, and then like while you do that, like how do you make sure that you're taking care of yourself?
Again, there's no like the truth is like there's really no one is making sure. I'm sure you see people like pass out on stage, or you'll see like I remember when Cuddy passed on stage when I was mad young, and I was like, oh my god, is he dying? Like this fuck is happening. But as an artist, like now to be on tour, it's possible, or to be not even this, but like when I toured with Janae and the internet or whatever, and going however many days without eating, just because I'm like wired up and jacked up on things. It's just a matter of like. There's no really taking care of yourself in that sense. You gotta decide what taking care of yourself means to you. So for me, taking care of myself means, okay, I don't want to be poor this month. I would like to have my hair done, and I want to see my dog, and I want to travel. So for me, that's what food isn't really in there for me, or car, my phone. None of that shit is really in there for me. But for you, it could be, how do I take care of myself? My basic needs are XYZ. I need to write poetry to by myself in my own space for at least 2 days a week. That's you taking care of you and what. So it's kind of, once you let go of the guidelines, it'll like allow you to feel like less anxiety about certain things, because like it's all gonna be most likely gonna be a shit show regardless all the time if you're doing it right. You know what I mean? So just let it be that. Let it be that. But in terms of the vulnerability, that comes when you're not paying attention. If you're actively trying to be vulnerable, it negates the action. You know what I mean? So if you're just you and in the moment of you, but if you're just really focusing on being in the moment of you, like the moment of me that I can't edit is when I'm on stage, because I love my band and I love the feeling of Brian's drums, and I know Paul's keys, and I know when Carter's playing, and I can hear each sound separately. But even though we're all playing together, I can feel it differently, and those things just make me want to move or do whatever it is. And when I'm in the studio, and I just feel like, okay, I'm in here by myself, and I'm just gonna say what I want to say. And there's sometimes things I want to say when I'm too nervous or you don't know, but the vulnerability thing is already happening. You know what I mean? Like if you're 100% into your moment, or like in the thick of whatever you're doing, your vulnerability is probably already showing. You know what I mean? Most likely. But if you're editing yourself or overly aware or overthinking, that's the only thing that can hinder that. Vulnerability means different things for different people. You know, Britney Spears shaving her head was probably the most vulnerable shit I ever seen her do. And I connected the most to her doing that only because I'm like, yo, there are days when you want to look in the mirror and just, it's gotta go today, right now. Today. And everyone has those moments, but it's just
she did it for real.
Yes, respect. And that's exactly. He's actually one of the most vulnerable people I know, and it's amazing. Get vulnerable fast. Breaking the tears.
No, you can't try and do this.
Act natural. No, but yeah, it could be in the form of comedy too. Because I know some of the best comedians are the ones that are like dead ass funny, but because you can tell it's like them, not them trying to be funny, which means they're probably miserable because they don't even realize that like what we find is funny. That's what it is. It's the things about you that you probably dislike that are your vulnerability, which is always a sucky answer, but it is the answer every time.
Well, with that, I'm off to go tell freshmen about poetry.
Yes. Safety is mine. Bye. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
So, hi. I wanted to pick up off of Amina's question, but also like Hiwot's question to a point, like about vulnerability. So I also grew up in a strict Muslim household, and like where like it's not okay to be vulnerable. Like okay, strict Black Muslim household. So like me being a woman, not only do I have to be strong, not only do I have to like do all this stuff, I also have to be like I have all these expectations to also be like a housewife. And like how do you let go of the fear of being vulnerable? Like because I know one day I would really, really love to share my work with my mom, but like I know that's probably not gonna happen anytime soon. So like even like outside of my mom, just think of like the community and like what they think of me, because like to Amina's point, like they think that like, oh, I went to Wisconsin to write poetry, and like and that's what I'm doing right now, and like everyone like feels a need to update my mom about my life because they're adding me on Facebook, but they tell my mom. So like just how do you deal with people talking and fear and all that stuff?
Again, that no person will leave this unscathed thing, so you have to get over it. I hate that that's the answer, but in terms of like, for example, my mother is Christian and my father is Muslim, but he runs my household and he raised me. So me going to Jumu'ah with my dad and going every day to Islamic studies class and being around my peers in the Islamic community and them snickering like, I heard her mother's Christian, I heard they have a Christmas tree or whatever, or random things, or I heard she doesn't wear her hijab during the week or whatever. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. People hitting your mom up, that's their business. But thankfully you have been there too. So that's what you should focus on, because those people, God forbid, could be dead and gone tomorrow. And then you're gonna switch your plan because now they're dead and you're free. Like, that makes no sense. It at the end of the day, you have to do whatever is going to bring you light and joy. Don't hurt people, and focus and love your parents. That can be forever. But those little things in between, it'll all fall away when you succeed, you know what I mean? Or when things come into fruition, or as long as you're passionate. Like, your parents know passion. It's still a part of you. Like, that's your blood. They can feel that you want something. People around you. My grandmother's never heard me sing, ever, in my whole life. My sister just heard me sing a couple weeks ago. And my cousins. And when I played Texas. And I barely didn't even want to tell them about the show. But it's not a matter, because it's a distraction. So anything that distracts you from what it is, and fear is real, it's not gonna go away, but once you acknowledge it, like, this is a fear, this is a distraction. I'm gonna ignore you and pretend that this isn't the case. I can love my sister and talk to her on the phone every day. We're not gonna talk about this show, we're not gonna play my music, we're gonna be sisters, we're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna smoke, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna talk shit, and whatever, talk about granny, that's it, that's what we're gonna do. So if you create, you can compartmentalize things, and you can compartmentalize people too. So those people who are talking to your parents, or talking on Facebook, or trying to keep updated, compartmentalize them. That really has nothing to do with the body of what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, that's the tapestry. They're not even threads in your tapestry, they're hanging off the bottom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's dead string. You could cut it if you wanted to, but it's a cool tassel. You want to keep it there. It doesn't hurt to be there, but don't get it twisted. It's still just a tassel on the bottom. You are the tapestry, so focus on building that.
Preaching with that.
It's like tears. No, seriously. First, thanks. Second, I kind of want to ask a little bit about, like, your creative process. One of the things that's, like, really, really centered around the way that we're trying to create art here. Hiwot was talking a little bit about, like, it not being about us, right? And that's kind of like the way that we're trying to not only, like, address the art that we're creating, but also, like, address the way that we're creating it, where, like, it's, like, absolved from, like, nobody wrote anything, like, we all take this name and put it out through, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is cool. And I kind of wonder, like, with you, like, technically being a solo act, but, like, obviously you travel with a band, correct? Yeah, so you kind of, like, for any person, they're going to be like, the band is, like, the heart, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know, like, you got Brian, you got Carter, and it's like, that's, like, what it comes down to for me. I kind of wonder, like, when you're writing, or you're, like, creating a project, or you're working on a song, are you, like, more centered around, like, writing something and then going to musicians, or, like, you know what I mean? Or, like, building things with people in the studio and then kind of going into the recording process after that.
Okay, it varies.
Yeah,
so
that's what I figured also.
Depending on different vibe, different strokes for different folks in terms of, and even different strokes within the same folk. Like, so it could be me hanging with Ty and we're just, like, kicking it in the sun, or thinking and drinking coffee, or listening to music together, and then be like, we need to do this.
Right.
Or Carter could send me something that he made on the fly, and I'd be like, hey, let's get up together. Or we might all link up for real and then record something all together live on a boat. Or somebody will send me a track, like, that I don't even know.
Yeah.
When I first started, I just stole stuff off the internet and recorded to it. It's just really a matter of that connection between me and understanding my band didn't even come until after we all went on tour together.
That's right.
So for me, like, you guys have the benefit, this is incredible that you guys have the benefit of, like, really learning the fundamentals of building that, Carter calls it the invisible string that connects all of you guys to each other. But for me, I was by myself for a long time, so I really didn't have anybody to bounce off of, or, like, to create with. So while it is a selfless act, in terms of being a part of your band and understanding that moment, but you still have to understand yourself as an artist, because once you know who you are individually, you know what you can add to your band, or like what sound is gonna come from you, or what your style is, you know what I mean? So all of you have an individual style. So that's, I think, what makes super bands, like things like Nirvana, or or things like that, where everybody has their own style. You could take another drummer and bring it to whoever, but if it's your drummer and that person has a style, they're gonna know, like, oh, this is Sticks, this is Brian, this is, or it's a style. So I think developing that is what's most important. But you can totally have that bond, that vibe, but my creative process varies with whatever. If my band is around, then we'll make shit. Sometimes on stage at sound check, they'll start playing new things and we'll write stuff like just then and there, and we'll make it up. It just, you have to just be open to the moment, but low-key commit that all of y'all are just making music forever. So none of us have jobs, really. So we don't really have anything to do but make music with each other. And it's not a matter of we're doing that because we have the option. Like, all of us, I know it sounds like, oh, like, you don't have a job and that's amazing that you don't get to have a job and do stuff like that, but not like that. I was broke for a very long time, and nobody knows how to spend money faster than me, so I'll fuck around and be broke tomorrow. So, honestly, it's just a commitment to music and the passion of following it. And if you follow that and the creation, then all that other stuff will fall into place. No matter if you creating a room in a hotel room and it'll sound just like at Quad or whatever, something fancy or upscale. It's the vibe.
I saw that you said you're like the most honest way that you can write is to freestyle. And so I guess my question is like, so I'm just like in the process of like not like learning how to write, but just like being honest with myself about my writing, like being honest that it is what it is, like it is lyrics, that it's not just like I'm just scrabbling something down. But I guess this is kind of like a weird question and also kind of a fun question, but like, was there like a certain place that you realized that like, oh dang, I'm freestyling, like I learned in the shower that that's exactly what I was doing, like, and I have to like dead ass put my phone on like the thing so I can like hear myself back, because I'll forget everything when I like step out. So like,
you guys are good. I can't do it. I don't forget. I forget.
You don't forget.
I do forget all the time. Well, do
you write hooks first, or like is it like nothing?
I start,
it could be anything.
Yeah, it could be depending on, usually the beat picks me, and then based on whatever I can, if I just start rattling off, then I know that this is the beat that I need to record to today or right now.
I didn't pick the beat picked me.
It'll always pick you though, you know. And if there's ever a feeling where you feel like, and you're probably right. So my last album was a lot of freestyling. When you really, because I'm not classically trained in music, so for me to all I can do is study sound and study things that I think are great. I can listen to Bowie because I love his arrangements. I can listen to Elton John because I love his arrangements. I can, Joni Mitchell, best arrangement. Her and The Dream are hand in hand in terms of those cadences. And
you like Jamiroquai?
I love Jamiroquai. I do. Just dancing in between those things, but listening to T-Pain and being like, whoa, studying T-Pain, studying R. Kelly, whatever. That should amend, as long as you're open to growing and knowing that, like, is this a lazy choice? Is this a lazy word choice? I find that I was making lazy choices. So I've actively tried to stop making lazy choices sonically and like word choice, like verbiage. Sometimes your first mind is definitely dope. It's telling you that this is the right direction, but it's also up to you to like fine tune and like refine a little bit, but not to the point where it's not the energy, it's not the vibe. Stay in that vibe and stay in the freestyle moment, because that is what's leading you. That's what's letting you know that this is where it is. But also, when you're done, go back over it, listen to it, and be like, this word was lazy. I can find a better phrase than that, or I can find another way to say what I want to say. And I think sobriety was the beginning of that for my new music, not being lazy in terms of anymore not making those lazy choices.
We have five. Okay.
Let's do two. We want to end with one question. but
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so I think that we as students in this room can also all relate as to being from different places. I'm from Maryland as well. I can't believe I ain't shot that. But, yeah, we're not from here, but we become here.
Yeah.
And how does it feel when you're in that position to where it's like you speak of Maplewood so highly and like knowing that that's like a foundation for you and that people are still going to be there and that you need to stay connected, but it's like I know like I have like a 13-year-old like black girl sister who's like going through a lot of
Exact
shit
age.
and I'm not here. I'm 21 like trying to figure out my own shit. So it's like how do you juggle that, like going through the passion and going after whatever it is that you want, but like the love is labor thing that you've mentioned before in some of your interviews, like how do you maintain that labor so effectively so you can be the role model and be the big
It's not
sibling?
effective. It's not effective because there are things that will get left in the dust. I buried but didn't bury 3 friends last year. I never made it to their funeral, never spoke to their parents, never visited their graves. I was on tour. My father had a heart attack while I was on tour. I didn't come home. I finished. And it wasn't so I could say like, I'm a fucking gladiator. It's because I'm selfish and because I'm wrapped up in being creative and lost in this music shit. And I really low key don't know if I could like break away and deal with John dying right now. Like I went home and cried about it later, like maybe a month or 2 later. And it's a sucky thing to do. It doesn't mean, I think honestly, prioritizing is fucked up. It's messed up because really nothing, who's to say what the priority is? My sister, does Savannah take precedence over my friends passing away? Does my nana take precedence over all of that? Does my dad trump all of it? You know what I mean? If there's, or is the fact that, or I'm in California by myself, I haven't eaten today, it's hot. I'm gonna just smoke this blunt and get some work done. Right. You know? And pretending that all of that never happened, but it doesn't mean, it's just about your coping mechanism. I personally can't really, I don't know, I think your little sister, all I can do is make sure that when she hears about me or sees about me, that it's something that she can aspire. She doesn't listen to the same kind of music as me. She loves One Direction. I'm not even on the radar low key until very, very, very recently because girls in her school were like, hey, I heard. And she still doesn't listen to my music because that's not her taste. But the fact that she can say, oh, like she did what she wanted to do. And she saw everybody get pissed at me. Yeah. Your little sister is watching you. She's listening to your parents talk shit about you. She's listening to your grandparents. She's listening to your cousins. She's thinking her own things like, do I want to be in trouble? Or like, as long as if you half step and look scared, that's the only way I feel that I would be failing my sister. Because then she'd feel like, damn, you could do all of that and still fail, or you know what I mean? Or like you can really, at least I would rather just put all this into succeeding and spending time with her when I can and talk to her when I can and keeping her in my mind and in my heart and then moving and keep going and keep going. When you have that break, you take that break for sure. So when you have those moments, you get a day, a week, whatever, then designate it to your sister, not your homeboys, not whatever, then do that. So when I'm home, I have an apartment in New York, I don't go there. I stay at my parents' house because I want to see my parents. I want to smell my yard. I want to be with my dog. I want to see my family. But there's always going to be something that's lost in translation, something that got lost to the side or something that you didn't process. But it'll come back in your brain and bite you later. But you should accept that now so you can get over it and get to doing what you need to do and then come back to it or process it. But if you get stuck on it right now, then there's no processing. You know what I mean? You can't process any of that. You can't sift through it and pick it apart. It's just like a blob. Like my sister, pressure. How do I be a good brother? Just be dope, be steadfast, be honest. And you know, when you think of her, text her. Like, think of her in love and just keep it honest and keep going hard, put your music out, things that you can see. Kids are curious. They want to know what's up. They want to know how, especially with the internet.
And now all that, they're gonna raise her if you don't.
She clocked my Instagram more than my parents.
It's real because even
Twitter.
it's like that. It's so real. Same with Savannah, but it's low. But at the same token, she still texts me, "Are you at the MTV Awards?" Because I know she wants to know or what's going. Did you do this and that? But I don't know. You just gotta like love from afar.
Yeah. And kind of like in that same vein, a big part of our tapestry of our mission is about love, and more specifically is like preserving the meaning of love and preserving the meaning of us to each other, which I think kind of like art does. It takes like these like we talked about earlier with like these definitions we can be pigeonholed into, and even the way that can function on the people that love us. So I guess then kind of that is to say my last question would be just for our archives of trying to figure out what love is. Like, what does love mean to you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could make up something like super
No, you don't.
poetic and
No.
whatever the fuck and super long and rambly,
No,
but
And last
I think
night,
all of us know, maybe you don't know, but the thought, I think love, I just know it's a selfless thing. I know it has very little to do with me, and I know it has very little to do with what I want per se. It's more so a feeling. Love is that thing you can't really control. So like, you want someone being nice to you or calling you baby or bringing you things or whatever, but that doesn't necessarily constitute love per se. But it's more so a journey of, do I love music? Do I love me? Do I know me? I think all of those questions are prerequisites to love. Love is the end of the journey. So I think everything else that you're acquiring along the way is leading you to truly understand love, because I think the only people who are capable of that like altruistic, no one can love you better than your grandparents, and there's a reason for that. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why it feels different when it's your nana or your granddad or someone older. It's the reason why their energy is calm. It's not because they're tired and beaten up and broken. It's just because they've acquired their knowledge. They've paid their dues in terms of understanding, and it's not a selfish thing anymore. They're finna leave this world, so they have nothing else to do but love you anyway. You know what I mean? Like so I'm not really in a rush to understand love. I just wanna, if anything, I'm in a rush to acquire the knowledge and to just learn, so I can stop being like a selfish bitch to people that do love me, or you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. But I think if you're just hungry for that, love can find you. It doesn't mean you have to be 88 when you do, feel love. You can be 25, 30, whatever, but it's that active search for knowledge and understanding and love of oneself. Not even love of yourself, because that's low-key selfish and will block you from love. But the love of balance and connection and synergy and those things, the things that are not the verb, not the noun. That.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you so much. By the way, I'd just like to thank Redbull and Danny on for putting this together.
Thank you, Redbull.
Yeah. Also, thank
Doesn't
you
give
so
you
much.
wings. I don't know if you.
We just talked about that.
Yeah, can you guys say that? Or can y'all say that? Or is that no? I said that.
I
No, they did. They did get in trouble, but I don't know if I say it right now, if I'll get in trouble.
Such is life.
Yeah. I don't love you guys.
I was just gonna thank all of you guys, by the way. I'll just say your names again. Yeah. EJ, Daniel, Megan, Michael.
You have a
Merriman,
great
Amina.
speaking voice.
Does it?
Black Tim Westwood.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
You're having a great
Flo ain't gotta jack nobody's culture.
just talk all the time.
Thank you. I can't take it.
Hey, it's SZA, and you're listening to WSUM 91.7 FM. Madison.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have hugs, please? Yes, please.
gonna be passed around
It's
the
like
block.
first.
You know, like
There's so much love in this room.
Food spreads. I'm